Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Joanna Steele. Some of you know me as the founder of Dymax Digital. So we work with brands and large-scale events in the UK, US, and Africa, such as Tech in Ghana.
Zero on that one.
Okay, brilliant. And yeah, but today, for the next 5 minutes or so, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about a new vertical that I'm involved in. It's in the corporate mobility space. So, right, we know that doing business in Africa is very much still built on trust. And so face-to-face, in-person activity is necessary, right? You have to be on the move when you're doing business in Africa. And so what we found is that there are three main ways that companies move their teams around to do business, whether it's meetings, field trips, etc. So they move in three ways, right? They move using in-house fleets. They use ride-hailing or taxi services, or they lease or rent vehicles. But actually, if you think about those things cause problems, right? Not all of these options are suitable. So if you could think about in-house fleets, very expensive, high operating costs, such as, drivers, insurance, maintenance fees, interest on loans. And then when it comes to ride-hailing, so your Ubers, your Bolts, etc., they're really built for mass market needs, right? So safety is an issue, liability on accidents is an issue, there's limitations on what vehicles you can select, service quality, and there's a really unstructured way in which their invoice system works. And then leasing and renting vehicles is largely unaffordable, and it's not flexible when it comes to sort of the booking options available. So the opportunity. So at the moment, about $700 million is spent on ground staff travel across Africa, right? And corporates are looking for more efficient and cheap ways to move their teams. So out of that 700 million, about 60% of that is locked up in costs, as I mentioned, interest on loans, operational kind of expenses, maintenance expenses. But also at the same time, you have fleet owners who are looking for additional ways to drive utilization of their fleets and to increase their revenue. So about 13 to 25% of revenue from fleets is lost each year. And that's due to underutilization. And that's because the market is highly fragmented and also they lack market access. So we've built BlackHorse. And BlackHorse is a platform that connects businesses to verified fleet partners, delivering reliable, compliant transport, cutting costs for corporates, but also maximizing vehicle utilization for fleet owners. So how does it work? So on the fleet side, we have sourced and we continue to source verified fleet partners and trained drivers. They then upload their vehicles and their drivers onto the platform. They receive orders from clients, they accept those orders, they do the pickups, the drop-offs, they receive instant payouts, and they have access to all of their data. So their trip mileage, earnings per vehicle, drive-ins, ratings, and reviews. And then on the client side, companies are able to create an account. They can set up their travel itinerary for their team. They can select the vehicle of choice. They schedule a pickup, and they can actually view real time the journey that their team's on, so they know exactly where their team members are at any given point. And then from a billing perspective, there's a single invoice on a prepaid or postpaid basis. And then also they can generate reports, right? So they can see how much they're spending on travel and the movements of their team. Okay. So thinking about what BlackHorse represents, think less Bolt and Uber, and as we're in London, think more Addison Lee, right? So we work on an hourly billing system, which gives flexibility for clients. Clients reduce their transport costs by, on average, 35%. They have clarity on their expenses. They're not dealing with different invoices or receipts from their teams, petty cash invoices, all of that sort of stuff. It's all consolidated in one platform. And also it supports longer rentals. So it's not just about a quick trip, but actually you can rent the car for hours or days, which offers that flexibility. And then also you've got the high quality service and the premium vehicle selection. So think more Prados rather than a Toyota Vitz. So where we are now, the end of May we launched our pilot. It's an 8-week pilot. The idea, sort of leaning into what the panel said earlier, is to build traction and to test the market realities, like get your product out there as soon as possible. We are having some really good conversations with hospitality brands, so hotels, some of the larger hotels in Accra. And we have also created a driver community, and that's going to help us with training drivers, and it's premium top tier drivers within the industry. And we're at pre-seed fundraise, which is closing in 6 weeks' time. So I know my time is up.
Your time is more than up.
There you go.
You're brilliant.
And so if you're interested, I know some of you have got teams in Accra, scan the QR code and a member of the team will be in touch and we can talk a bit more about what we're doing and how we can get you on the platform to pilot. Thank you. All right.